because we're at the same time trying to make a city that you subconsciously can understand as a consumer, that you've experienced on the day-to-day life, but at the same time we want to make an engaging game.
Enjoy the net.
We had multiple strategies to achieve that, one of which was to make sure that the metrics that we were using were established early on, that we set them in stone, that we wouldn't end up changing them later down the line. So the metrics essentially are the measurements of various pieces. So the doorway has to have a specific height, a hallway has to have a specific width. If you do everything very realistic, you can have very narrow corridors, which can cause a lot of problems for either the camera which is following, or if you're supposed to have a fight there, when you shove characters, then things will start clipping into walls, everything will just start falling apart. We were heavily inspired by northeastern American cities from the 90s. So New York, Philadelphia. We had a lot of photos from the era which were amazing, which had a lot of character, which really set the tone for the project. But then also we had 3 art direction pillars that really kept on going back to, and we used to filter through all the photos and the references and to inspire and to amplify the work. And those were statement, violence, and parasiticism. Statement was all about big, bold splashes, essentially having a big mural on a wall about the city. Then we had violence, which was the representation of how the city was violent, how everything had a story, that there was a person, there was a fight, things were cracked, nothing was really pristine or new. And lastly, with parasitic is the term we had for the sort of greed and the corruption in the city, that the difference in wealth inequality, just exploring those sort of themes of injustice. So I think the most exciting thing for players to find in the game is just all the nooks and crannies that we've put in a lot of love and attention into. There's a lot of areas where maybe we don't have any specific gameplay that pulls you there, but they're interesting to explore regardless. So I'm really looking forward to when people will be able to go there.
We can take a lot of inspirations from existing cars, but the cars in their design is mostly ours now. And we had quite a lot of liberty when it came to that. Because if we were working on real brands, we wouldn't have any type of freedom. There's a lot of challenge that comes with the freedom. Because you need to stay true to what people have seen or can relate to when they look at these cars. They can't look at a car and go like, oh, that looks weird. But we want them to look at the cars and go like, oh, I kind of recognize that. The one car that actually went through a very dramatic transformation was Samson's car. We had settled at first at a standard 4-door sedan. It felt too everyday, your average Joe who just sat in his car driving to work. And that did not fit him as a person at all. And eventually we were like, I think it's time for us to do a proper car for Samson. There was no hassle working with that car. Everything was pretty straightforward, but...
Is that the thing from the ridge?
Confirmed.
You better stay out of my way.
Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm Gregory Loudon, Creative Director at Housemarque. Today we are thrilled to show off this first look of gameplay for Saros running on PS5. Saros builds on Returnal's award-winning action and tells the emotional and haunting story of Arjun Devraz's drive for answers on the shape-shifting planet of Carcosa. Here we show off one of our exciting combat features, the Soltari Shield. By holding R1, you can defend yourself and absorb projectiles. By absorbing projectiles, you can now hit back hard using your power weapon. By holding the adaptive trigger on L2, you'll be able to destroy enemies using Eclipse-driven weaponry.
holocache detected.
Mark it on the map.
Here is a Soltari hololog, where you can learn more about lost Carcosa.
I'll try to forget.
Hold on for me. I will find you. I promise.
This is Second Chance, where you can be revived on first death to get straight back into the action. Second Chance is part of our permanent progression systems, which means you will always come back stronger.
A first barrier, or a reaction to my presence? Interesting. Oh man. Heights. I hate heights. But I have to cross. That's fantastic. I was hoping for a red carpet. This fog makes no sense. Barely see the tip of my nose. Voices, screams drawing me in. Normally I prefer formal invitations. I'd better use the pendulum.
ディアナのハッキングは一見すると複雑そうとか難しそうとか感じられるかもしれないんですが、実はかなりシンプルにできてます。
那么大家可能初看会觉得这个戴安娜的侵入这个过程会有点复杂，操作又会很难，但其实上是非常直观和简单的。
L2 で構えると右側にパネルが出てくるので、これを丸×四角三角で上下左右に移動させることができます。
那么你按下 L2 键的话，就会弹出这个切入面板，然后呢，您就可以按照圈叉、三角、方块键在网格上移动来进移动光标。
このまま一筆書きの要領で緑のマスを踏むとハッキングが成功。
所以就像画一笔画一样，你移动光标以后，最终呢达到绿色的格子以后，就完成了侵入了。
敵の装甲が解除されます。
那么这个时候，敌人的装甲就可以获得解除。
あとは9のシューティングで弱点を狙い撃ちましょう。
那么接下来你就可以使用修来瞄准这个敌人的弱点来射击。
この2人の同時操作は実際に触ってみると見ている以上に爽快感があるものになっているかなと思います。
所以这种双角色协同操作的话，实际体验手感是什么样的一个效果？
お上手ですね。
就是玩得非常好。
先ほど試していただいたんですが R1 で回避もできるので
刚刚的话也可以，我有展示过，如果按 R1 的话，也可以进行闪避。
敵に囲まれた時などに活用いただければと思います。
对，如果有多个敌人围攻的时候，可以使用闪避技能。
今回の終盤ではここを開放していくことでやられてしまっても戻ってくることができます。
而且这次的话，如果我们被敌方攻击了以后，然后呢，也可以再回到这个章节，然后可以继续游玩。
月面基地を舞台にしているので、こういうスラスターを使った立体的なアクションっていうのもお楽しみいただけるかなと思います。
因为我们的舞台是设计在。
Silence falls outside.
The calm before the storm. You breathe. Feel your heartbeat.
What do I feel? Nothing.
I just feel it. And when it starts beating faster,
I know it's time. This is my time.
this is who I am. This is MotoGP 26.
Oh, nope, I don't want that. Not even one iota. Hell of a mess, Steve. Another one? Please tell me they didn't go for the rule of three. Not that again. Yeah, I jinxed it, didn't I?
Dance with me!
What? Steve, even for you, this is a bit much. Looks like we just hit the jackpot.
We recently revealed a new line of experimental weapons coming to our game. In this video, we are excited to go into detail on how they work and the devastating power you can dish out on enemies in Mouseburg while you play as Jack Pepper, our game's protagonist. This one might be obvious from the name, but the freeze gun, you guessed it, freezes the enemies. It shoots a beam of ice that stops enemies in their tracks, leaving them vulnerable to being, well, shattered. You have a few options here, whether it's a simple kick, swapping to another weapon, or what we would recommend, using the freeze gun's alternate fire, which propels a frost-covered snowball to finish the job. However, you have to be quick. The enemies won't stay frozen forever. Next up is the turpentine gun, which is a spike-d's mixture of toxins capable of erasing the worst enemies. It shoots fast-moving goo projectiles effective at all ranges. With just a few shots, the enemies will succumb to its corrosive force and you will see them literally melt away. However, if you're dealing with multiple enemies at once, simply use its alt-fire mode. It shoots a blob of turpentine breathing room. However, in larger quantities, these waves become deadly with mind-blowing results. If you're looking for something more precise, switch to the alt-fire, which shoots a focused beam that skips the stun altogether and goes straight into the head popping.
Watch out! Another poor soul claimed by the river.
All we've come across are carcasses and tree trunks. Why didn't May evacuate like everyone else on the river?
I don't know. It's been over a month since she last reported. Unusual, even for a researcher.
Wang Mei's home is near. Take the next left.
Got it. Turning left. Thank you, Key.
Don't talk to your AI as if it were a person, Noah.
Come on, Elsa. I'm just teaching her manners.
It's a tool. The Ancile designed it to aid us during investigations, not for casual chit-chat.
The house. It's still standing.
Bring us in as close as you can. Okay, come on. Watch your step and follow me. Hey, open up!
I don't like this.
Locked.
You want me to break it down?
No, it's fine. See if there's another way in. I'll try to call her again on the cell.
On it.
Pick up! Why don't you pick up? Now's not the time, May. Come on.
The third time the river's flooded in the past 2 years.
The entire eastern seaboard has seen increased flooding in recent years. Climate models predict this will continue.
läpi vaan!
Citizens, Vesuvius stirs.
Now that you're home, I pray this is the beginning.
We need order, structure, a place where people come together.
There's plenty of fish in the waters near Pompeii, Governor.
Attack on my command!
Governor, I've prepared a report on the state of the city.
That sounds like the right thing to do. We need to act quickly.
They're not children anymore.
Governor,
Sailors report strange sails on the horizon.
We offer fish, olives.
For the next month, we celebrate.
Will there really be lions, Father? Real ones.